right, since everyone here is so excited to be here, and everyone that counts is actually here. All right, so let's see. So, class. Yes. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. You know what? Appreciate it there. All right, we're going through here. Anyone actually need this copy of notes before we keep going? 2-4, got it? Okay. Differentiating the product and quotient of two functions, higher order derivatives also. Now, I don't like the way that they actually write out the quotient rule, so I change it. Just for the sake of argument, and it makes life a little bit easier. Now, theorem for the product rule. So product rule, if they are differentiable and I have two separate functions being multiplied together, and I'm taking the derivative of both those being multiplied together, it's going to turn into f prime of x times g of x plus f of x times g prime of x. And then the Leibniz rules on this one, it says the same thing. It says the derivative of f times g of x plus the derivative of g times f of x. And a quick notation is f prime g plus g prime f. Does that make sense? Probably not, right? Now, we're going to go through and start tracking what we're using. So, I have two things. I have two things I'm multiplying together here. So, we'll find the derivative. This, I can expand this, can I? I can FOIL this, can I? Say yes. So, but that's going to be a little bit more difficult because I'm still going to have an x squared times the e to the x. And because of that, I'm still going to have to do the product rule off of this. So we're going to identify each item first. So first, my f. My f here is going to be 1 plus x squared. My g is e to the x. Forgot about that. Okay. I identified what I have, and now let's do f prime. So f prime, what's the derivative of 1 plus x squared? 2x, right? Yes, no, maybe? Christian, you're looking at me kind of crazy. You sure? All right, Christian, this next one's just for you. You ready? What's g prime of e to the x? What's the derivative of e to the x? We did. It's almost like it was on my last video. Yeah, someone forgot to like, share, and subscribe. You didn't hit that notification button too. Okay, it's e to the x. So the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. So now I have those things identified here. So I'm going to use, it is f prime g plus g prime f. So again, slightly different. Slightly different than what they wrote down. So put together, f prime is going to be 2x times g, which is e to the x, plus g prime, which is e to the x, times f, which is 1 plus x squared. Plus sign right there. Now, on an AP for your response, leave it there. That is correct. Unless you need to actually continue and distribute and combine like terms and all that, you leave it there. Unless it says to actually do all that, you leave it there. Because this is a correct answer. By going through and distributing and putting things together, you might actually make it incorrect. They count this one as correct. But we're going to go through and continue because quite often we have to continue from this point anyway. So this is going to give me 2x e to the x, and as I distribute this I get plus e to the x and then plus x squared e to the x. Do they all have anything in common? Say yes. They all have an e to the x, right? And this is going to be key by identifying and being able to factor this, because when it comes up later, when we start doing quotient rule, you're going to try and cancel out something in the quotient rule. And by factoring at this point, this is going to make your life a little bit easier. So I'm going to take out an e to the x, and I'm going to be left with x squared plus 2x plus 1 is my answer. And then again, when you see these on the multiple choice portion, you're going to see different answers. So this answer is correct. This answer is correct. You're going to see different versions of the answer. They're all correct. Okay? But sometimes you get like a weird version. So this is the correct answer, but that's not one of your multiple choices. This one here is also the correct answer, but that's not one of your multiple choices. This one down here, correct answer, you would see something like this as one of your multiple choices. Does that make sense? Because you have to go through and continue to be able to get your correct answer in the same format to match their multiple choice. We okay now? Good? Alright, let's continue. Find the derivative f of v in two ways, by using the product rule and by multiplying the factors of the function before finding its derivative. Okay, so identify each one first. So identify my f. My f is going to be 5v squared minus v plus 1. G is v cubed minus 1. F prime is going to be 10v minus 1. G prime is 3v squared. Product rule, f prime g plus g prime f. Okay. F prime is going to be 10v minus 1 times g, which is v cubed minus 1, plus g prime 3v squared times f, which is 5v squared minus v plus 1. go ahead and distribute them together so I can combine like terms. This one over here, I'm going to get 10v to the fourth minus 10v minus v cubed plus 1. Over here, as I distribute, I get plus 15v to the fourth minus 3v cubed and plus 3v squared. And combining like terms, my highest degree is to the fourth, so that would be 25v to the fourth. V cubed is going to be here and here, so it's negative 4v cubed. V squared, so I only have one v squared, plus 3v squared. V to the first, I have only one, minus 10v. And then my constant, plus 1. Alright, so that's used the product rule. Now I'm going to use it, do it the other way, using distribution first. So I have 5v squared, right?
Yeah.
Minus v plus 1. V cubed?
Yeah.
Minus 1?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay, so this one's going to look kind of funky. I'm going to distribute backwards because I have a binomial at the end. So I'm going to distribute the binomial into the trinomial. Going here, I get 5v to the fifth minus v to the fourth, and that's going to be plus v cubed. Going the other direction, it's going to be negative 5v squared plus v minus 1. Is that supposed to be a minus 1 or plus 1?
Minus.
It is a minus. Minus v plus 1 and minus 1. Okay. Just making sure. And if you notice, I did it as combining like terms. I don't know if you guys actually did this before. As you're distributing, you line it up in your distribution. So v's to the fifth would go here, v's to the fourth here, v cubed here, and so on. So I don't know if you guys actually did that before, but that's kind of like one of those weird things I do that some people are like, never seen that before. But it's super helpful, especially if you're doing a lot of these things, because you lose your variables often. Anyway, all right, combine it. So I get 5v5 minus v to the fourth plus v cubed minus 10v squared plus v minus 1. Now, this is the whole function. And with this function, I need to just go ahead and do my derivative now. 25v fourth minus 4v cubed plus 3v squared minus 20v plus 1. Hopefully I did it correctly. Where did I'm missing, because I got a 20. Right here, my math sucks. Tree, you had one job, okay? Your job is to correct me all the time, okay? I turn this, I multiplied it equals a 5 here, and then because of that, that becomes 10. So I brought down a 10 instead of a 5. Anyway, could you do it either way? Yes. There are times in which that this way would be easier than the other ways, but quite often the other ways is going to be easiest. So using the product rule is going to be the easiest way to actually do any of these. Yes, no, maybe? So, you just have to decide which one's going to be easiest for you. And so if you notice I'm making a mistake, just carrying down the stupid number. So, even though I did everything right, except for carrying down a stupid number, I got the easier one wrong. Now, I am going to leave you right here. We're going to pick up the rest of this tomorrow, and I'll tell you how I change up this. Make sure you guys all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button. Support my channel. Buy stuff for the merch store. And do you guys need the homework again? Probably.